Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another horror movie review. Tonight we're looking at another 2025 horror film. We're looking at Weapons, which I've already seen in the cinema, but I want to get a real feel for the film by watching it on my Blu-ray player. So we've got now a copy of the Blu-ray. So before we go any further, let's have a look at this edition. So here we are guys, here is the physical release of Weapons, the 2025 horror film released by Warner Brothers. This was released on 4K and Blu-ray. I bought the Blu-ray just because although I've seen the film in the cinema, I didn't think it needed a 4K one from my collection. I'm quite happy with the Blu-ray. Now this is going to be standard. It's in quite a thin case. It's not a normal Blu-ray, so it's going to be really standard. Yep, very cheap. These ones here with the recycling sign are the cheapest cases you can buy. Yes, they're eco-friendly, but they are very cheap and they break very easy, so be wary of that. But that is the physical release of Weapons. Absolutely bog standard in a really very cheap case, which is not good. Warner Brothers are a multi-billion-pound company, so why they can't put it in a nice decent case I don't know, but there we go. But let's see if there's any special features on the disc. So here we are guys on the main menu for Weapons. Let's have a look, see if there's any special features. We have director Zach Kreger making horror personnel. Weaponized, the cast of Weapons. Weapons, texture of terror. And they are the special features on Weapons. So there are a few sort of special features on the film, which is pretty cool for this release, because generally we don't get anything. So there is a little something on there. So let's get to the story. So this is a witchcraft film. It's about a witch. Her name is Gladys, and she's played by Amy, is it Madigan? Anyway, she's the witch in the film, and this story starts off as a bizarre sort of narrated part of the film. It's narrated by Scarlett Sher, and she tells a story of that one night there's a teacher in town called Justine, played by Julia Garner, and she has a class of 18 children, and one night 17 of them, in the middle of the night, they just get out of bed and they run through the town and disappear, not to be seen again, except one child called Alex, played by Carrie Christopher. Anyway, he's kind of like and the teacher Justine is started to get blame for these kids going missing, which she has absolutely nothing to do with it. And the film breaks up into little segments and sort of unfolds and back into the story on itself to tell you the story, what's actually happened on that night. And we meet, we go through Justine's story first, where, like I said, she's getting blamed for this thing that happens, and she then turns to alcohol. She sort of hooks up with her ex called Paul, who's a police officer, and he's played by Eldon as Enrique. I can't remember his name very well, it's very difficult to pronounce, but anyway, he's sorry, dog's barking there. So there we go, and we go through his story. We go through Archer, who's one of the parents of the kids that's gone missing, played by Josh Brolin, who you may know from many films. And we have a story of Marcus, played by Benedict Wong. He's like the head principal of the school, and all these bizarre things happen, and it's all down to this witch played by Gladys, and she keeps putting this spell on this people. I think she's ill, she's terminally ill, and she's trying to use her witchcraft powers to make herself well, So she sort of curses all these sort of things that are going on, and all the people that fall under their curse become under her power, and she sort of sends them all first of all to try and kill Justine and stuff like this, and anybody that can sort of like tell on what she's doing. And that's how this sort of film plays out. But then Justine and Archer tend to try and get together to help Alex, the young lad, to find out what's going on. And they discover that all this leads to Alex's house. So what's going to happen? You need to kind of watch it and find out, because I don't want to spoil any other plot of this story, because it's a good one. Let's get to the characters. Yeah, the characters are wonderful in this film. Really, really cool. Really well acted. Julia Gardner, who plays Justine, she's wonderful, and it's great to see Josh Brolin in this sort of film, and he plays his character really well. And I've got to say, I do love Gladys by Amy Madigan, and she's really, really cool. And we meet loads of other characters in the film. We've got Alex's parents, their mum and dad, played by Callie Shudra and Winmer Thomas. We have Paul, the policeman, like I told you, and he's really cool. We have James, played by Austin Abrahams. So yeah, there's some main sort of characters in this film, and they're all good. So the final verdict. It's had a lot of mixed reviews, but to me, it's an essential watch. It's a 10 out of 10. I loved it. It's one of the best horrors of this year. I know a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, it's really great, it's really," because it is. I'm not going to lie about it. I mean, there's lots of good reviews on the front of this cover, and it is that good. A lot of times it's not. What to compare it to? In its kind of oddity way, I would compare it with Longlegs from last year. It's got that sort of very quirky feel about it. Quite similar quirky feel about that film. And this is along that sort of lines, and it's absolutely wonderful. The pluses of this edition, it looks great on Blu-ray, so the 4K will look stunning if you decide to go for the Blu-ray, I mean the 4K. It's well acted, there's some good gore in it, there's a lot of sort of like wow moments, and there's like the jaw-dropping moments, and it's just a wonderful sort of storyline, and I loved it. Weapons, 10 out of 10. If you guys seen it, let me know down below. Please don't knock me for liking it. I loved it. I thought it was a really cool film. And it was great to see Justin Long in this film as well. He plays a character called Gary, another parent. Justin Long, he's been in Jeepers Creepers and The Barbarian. So it's good to see him getting some roles. Although it's quite a small role in this one, I'd like to have seen him in a bigger role. And I'd like to see him come to HorrorCon and do some signings. That would be really cool. Guys, check out some horror channels. Check out Horror Geek. Check out Grumpy Andrew's Horror House. Cat Watches Horror Movies. Sammy G's World of Cinema. The Maniac and Skin Crawler. And a massive shout out to the lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.